you can't really trust this government at this point in time. I don't think anybody that's been paying attention for the last 8 years can trust anything out of this government. Not with what we've watched happen and what we've watched unfold the last 8 years. Donald Trump needs to get private security around him, and he needs to do it immediately. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris need to give the security Donald Trump deserves, that Donald Trump needs immediately, like today. But are they going to? No, because they don't actually care. I'm telling you, folks, these people are pissed off that Donald Trump is still alive. This is what we're dealing with. They have normalized assassination attempts against Donald Trump. This is what happens when you dehumanize somebody. And don't think it just stops with Donald Trump. After he's gone, it's going to be to the voters. Why? Because Trump voters, conservatives and Republicans, are not going to stop fighting for their country. They're not going to stop wanting secure borders. They're not going to stop wanting a good economy, cheaper gas and cheap groceries and low inflation. So I think Democrats are mistaken by thinking, oh, you just have to get rid of Donald Trump and all this is going to stop. Donald Trump is not the disease. He is a symptom of all this. The American people are pissed off, and they're using Donald Trump as their voice. This is where Donald Trump came in at the exact right time. That is it. Donald Trump is a good leader. He proved himself to be a good leader. And the American people, his supporters, his voters, they want to use him as their voice to fight back against a system that has been kicking them in the teeth for the last 10, 15, 20 years. So voting for Donald Trump to these people is like giving the government the biggest middle finger they can find. And so if you think this is going to stop because Donald Trump is gone, it's not. The Trump voters are going to continue wanting secure borders and cheap groceries and cheap gas, so which means the leftist Pravda media is not going to stop either. And they're going to start dehumanizing the regular Trump voters. And then you're going to have something like, oh, I don't know, like a concentration camp or re-education camps is what they'll call them. This ain't going to stop. Okay, it doesn't just stop with one person. It's not like all this ends with Donald Trump. So they need to get it out of their head that with or without Donald Trump, the American people are pissed off and they want their country back. And they see their country being stripped away from them by the globalist elites that are tearing families apart, that are crippling their economy with inflation because of government spending, because the federal government's no longer ran by elected representatives, but an oligarchy of a handful of rich ruling class elites, and they know it. You're talking about a half of the country that has unplugged themselves from this matrix. And if you think Donald Trump is the reason for that, you are mistaken. These people, they want their country back. And they see Donald Trump as their best hope at getting it back. But it doesn't mean they're going to stop after he's gone. Of course they're going to keep going. So that's going to lead to the Pravda media, the Democrats, the leftist progressives, starting to target regular voters.